Sekiro has been out for a little over 2 weeks now, and I feel comfortable that I'm able to finally talk about this game and see if I think if it's a good game or not. And I'll keep it short for you. Yeah, this game is fantastic. Easily. I mean, of course, I'll go through each aspect of the game that I feel I should talk about in regards to this game. And I'll mainly start out... I will start out with gameplay, of course. So, whenever it comes to gameplay, this game, of course, is nothing similar. Hardly even similar to what Dark Souls was like. Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, or even, you know, Bloodborne. Hardly anything similar. Probably the one thing that you could maybe notice that could be similar is that there are some animations in this game that are very similar from Dark Souls 3. And, you know, it's of course the same people who made this game, so you can kind of expect that from them. They like to reuse a lot of animations because, well, they can. A new aspect of this game was the posture system. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the posture, that meter in the middle next to the enemy's health. Next to the boss's health, I'm sorry. That is the posture in the game. Basically, once that reaches all the way till the far white lines, at the end, their posture breaks, and it allows you for something called a death blow, which I will go over in a little bit. Posture is a new system in this game that I do feel is very fair. It makes it very even in terms of playing, because you can also see that you have your own posture. Basically, if your posture is broken, you lose your guard and you're basically stunned for a little bit of time. And of course, the same thing goes for the enemy, only it opens them up for a death blow, allowing you to, you know, hit them with the death blow, of course. Another new thing that's kind of added to this game was deflections and counters. And the deflections is if you're able to get your guard up right just in time, it allows you to, quote-unquote, deflect their attack, allowing to deal posture damage to them. Whenever you deal posture damage to them, that of course opens them up for a possible death blow if you're able to get that. There's, of course, other counters in the game that I'm not going to describe. It's only for certain attacks, and so on. Another good thing that I found good that allowed a lot more freedom was the fact that if you look on the screen, there is no stamina bar. You have your health bar, you have those two little circles above your health, and that's your revive system. And then you have everything in the bottom right corner. There's no stamina system. You can run as much as you want, you can attack as much as you want. You have a lot more freedom in regards to your movement and attacks. And I feel that's amazing. You're not bound to a bar of meter. Now, of course, that can lead into how you would level up in the game. You level up... Okay. Compared to Dark Souls and any other, you know, From Software game, leveling up was a lot more complicated than you thought. You would level up by simply killing enemies, getting souls, and then returning to one main place or a bonfire to level up a certain stat, and for you to use a certain weapon in the game. Okay, for starters, you only have one weapon throughout this entire game. Of course, you have your prosthetic arm, which allows you to use many different items and weapons in the game. But you have one base... Excuse me. You have one base standard sword that is given to you once the game started. And that doesn't change at all. How you would level up your health or your damage, like your raw damage, you would basically have to defeat specific enemies. They would give you a certain item. You'd bring it back to your quote-unquote bonfires in this game and level up your stats. Level up vitality, level up your attack power. It's that simple. If you wanted to deal more damage, you have item buffs that would allow you to deal more damage. That's it. That's your basic leveling up system. Of course, there's skills in the game that you can get that'll allow you to do certain things in the game as well. Now, for the prosthetic arm. I did not use much of the prosthetic arm at all throughout the game. It's not because I didn't want to, it's because I was just simply not used to the prosthetic arm at all. I didn't think about ever using it. It never really came into mind unless it was a very specific scenario. I tried using it a lot in the beginning, and I was only punished by it. Death blows. I said I'd cover that. Whenever you break someone's posture or basically rid of their health, you deal a death blow, which is a way that you would kill someone, similar to a backstab or a riposte in Dark Souls. Whenever it comes to certain bosses like this one, if you look above the enemy's health bar, you'll see that it has those circles. That means that's how many death blows that you need in order to kill a boss. So that's basically the most important part to remember when it comes to death blows. Enemies and bosses in this game, they have a specific moveset, and after fighting them a lot, it's easy to understand, or you won't learn it at all, and you'll be stuck in one part of the game forever. Yeah, that's because this fight in particular took me about a day's worth of time. Well, not a day's worth of time, it took me a day because I got it in one day and whatnot. Alright, I guess another thing we can discuss is, yeah, the graphics. Who gives a shit? It looks cool. I played this on a PS4 Pro, and no one gives a fuck about graphics, okay? If you care about graphics, you're an idiot. Story, very easy to understand, straightforward, and, of course, an interesting story, nonetheless. And this boss, of course, is nothing revealing at all. It's an optional boss in the game. My experience in the game... I currently have about 36 hours into just one save, and I'm still not quite finished with the game. I still have to beat the very main boss to beat the game. I just still haven't done that yet, because, well, it's hard. I have yelled and bitched a lot, because that's what I do whenever nothing goes my way. And I've thrown my controller twice. Now my PS4 controller, the R2 on the controller, is now bent to the left, but it still works, so the controller is still operable. I don't need to go and get a new one. Whenever I reached the very end of the game, I swallowed my pride and had to look up a wiki so I can get certain items to increase my health, because it got to the point where I was annoyed and didn't want to look it up myself. And whenever it comes to experiencing a brand new game, I've never really had much more fun than this game ever. If you ever think about getting this game, if you're able to get it, I highly recommend it. Overall, my review of this game, I feel like this game it should be rated out of a 10. I would give this game a 9. Yeah, I'd give this game a 9 because I'm a game critic, right? I know that kind of stuff. I hope you all have a great day, and enjoy the rest of this fight. Bye.